All right, let's go.
Yes.
Oh boy, looks like there was a pause. Guys, we have more 1v1s. This time, oh, Huns versus Indians. Let's go. In the blue, we have MBL, who has an idle scout. He's fixed it. He's playing as the Huns. And in the red, we have Nicov. And these guys are next door neighbors, and there's a line of golds. Look at this. Main gold, second gold, third gold. Look up. Third gold for MBL. Second gold. Main gold. So this probably will not go late game. That's pretty interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I just have to move up and down to see all the golds on one part of the map. Last game, Nicov probably had the civ advantage. This time, I'd say he has the civ advantage as well. It's going to be tough for Huns in this matchup, though I have seen Huns excel here because of their wide variety of options. Nicov has very safe wood lines to choose from. We already talked about the golds, but this wood and this wood will work well. As main gold, second gold, and third are all forward, though, so he'll want to secure that on the front. Shogun says, I really enjoy these. Makes me want to play Age of Empires 2 again. Hey man, I'm glad you enjoy it. That's what this is all about. In fact, there's a lot of people who don't have time to play and they still like the stream, so it's good to have you here, and thanks for the support. The stones are also on the back for Nicov. Just thinking about MBL's possibilities. With this save advantage that Nicov has, MBL would probably want to be more aggressive, so if he ends up going towers, that won't be too easy if Nicov has safe stone. MBL's base then also pretty good. 2 wood lines on the back. He does have a main stone forward and a secondary stone forward. And he has a gigantic hill here, but at least this gold is doable for him. Really curious to see how MBL will play this. Because Indians get the best camels in the game. They're very tanky, so they have a lot of armor. They destroy knights, which Huns do very well with. And then they do pretty well versus cav archers, too. I think if MBL wins this game, he has to mix it up. Maybe go with a tower rush, man-at-arms. You know, you could go cav archers and pikemen, but it's very, very tough to afford it. But I like Huns. The cool thing about Huns is that they're fast, they're mobile. You could do knights, light cav, hussar, cav archers, halberdier, skirmishers, siege ram. Lots of options. Maybe MBL will use those options here. I'm going to go ahead, and MBL is going to take this civ matchup well. Okay, McGreevy. McGreevy feels like MBL will have the wisdom to be able to deal with this civ matchup. We shall see. I think he does as well. It's just astounding, those golds, though. Anything can happen if either player can easily be pushed off golds. Arguably, Nicov can be pushed off gold easier than MBL can, because this gold's more forward than MBL's. That being said, though, once MBL runs out of this, his second and third are much worse. It's pretty cool, though. I always like it when there's something that's obvious, but not imbalanced, right? So if these golds for Nicov were on the back and then MBL had his forward, it would be obvious, but it would be imbalanced. In this situation, it's even. Okie doke. I think MBL is going straight for scouts, though. It seems like a scout build for him. Now, what has he scouted? He sees his main, his second, his third gold, and now he will see... If he moves forward, he'll see all 3 golds for Nicov. The reason early scouting is important is because you need to make your decisions fast. Like, MBL might be going for straight scouts because he doesn't know what the map is like. So, he does know the civ matchup, though. Interesting, interesting. I'll show you Nikov's scouting. See, Nicov also, he was being greedy with the scouting and luring in a few deer, which is why he could advance so fast, but still, he only knows his gold situation. My second monitor is killing me today. I don't know why it's blinking on and off, but if I miss some alerts, that's why. Like, last time I streamed on Friday, it was fine, but now it has red lines going through it again, and it's blinking. So, I guess I'll have to invest in a new monitor at some stage. And oh, well, okay, MBL's going archers instead of scouts. It was a very late adjustment for him. But yeah, 3 on gold. So he's doing something different, which I like. We've been seeing a lot of straight archers recently. Does anyone else realize that? I'm seeing it so often. Yeah, I have to do some troubleshooting with the cable resistor, but it's peculiar how I didn't... Like, one day it's fine, the other day it's not. Might have something to do with the cable. So if you go for archers, you advance much later. When you're Indians, you can almost always advance a fuselage at 20 pop. So, did I say MBL advances much earlier going archers? I meant to say later. Either way, Indians will have a nice couple minutes here to get map control. Now, MBL, he can defend with a few spears, and then he can start massing those archers, and Nicov has just spotted that. And also, for those wondering, he sees this gold, does not see this gold, and it does not see MBL's main. Yeah, I did fiddle with the cable last week. I'll have to do it again. Don't mind me, guys. Just complaining. If it's 3v3, then MBL will be left out of Aftermath because he is so inconsistent. I don't know about that. Like, people say that, and I used to say that, but I think MBL is like, that's a tough decision to make if you're Aftermath. I think MBL is a really stubborn player, which sometimes you need in team games. He just doesn't die, doesn't get overrun easily. I don't know. It's tough. Do I live with Zero? No, I do not live with Zero. When is Forsen playing? Forsen's playing tomorrow during the community games. Big, thick Kona. Yeah, I would agree. I'd say that it depends on how the first or second games go in their matchups, Dave. So if you see your opponents going straight archers, wouldn't be a bad idea to add an archer range and go skirmishers. And that's why this is normally a vulnerable strategy. MBL's being aggressive, though. He's switching it up. He didn't go with scouts. He's going with a blacksmith to get fletching first. And while this tower is here for Nicov, that means he can't tower elsewhere. It's an interesting preemptive tower. So Nicov will be on 2 skirmishers in a moment. MBL, 10 military versus 4, has an opportunity to really do some damage. He's causing a lot of harassment here. Now his scout will actually offer a lot of protection here, because he can kill the enemy skirms with it. But this will be interesting, because then, of course, Nicov has his own scouts, and then the skirmishers from Nicov can kill this spear, and there's so many counters in this game, and yeah, I think MBL needs to run away from this. Well done. Guys, Dave, does this make you feel bad? After us playing Micromania the other night, Dave and I were playing a scenario called Micromania. This has been pretty much flawless from either player. And Dave and I were like, oh my god. This is so bad. It's amazing. They're moving 3 different groups. Now, MBL first lose an archer there. So that's the first death of the game. Wait, no, it's not. It's the second death of the game, but still. Nicov taking better engagements, if you ask me, though. Killing the scout. He also killed archers. And there are reasons why straight archers is vulnerable, in my opinion. Okay. Yeah, I don't think Byzantines need bloodlines. Byzantines are really strong without bloodlines. I would agree with Dave. Nicov has taken the time to wall up a little bit. He's already protected his first gold, and now he can push out. The question is, does MBL add a stable? Because if he added a stable, he could have his own scouts to counter these skirms. That would delay his feudal age time, so he needs to think about it. Can he defend at home? Or should he add the stable? And I don't want to say I jinxed it. I don't want to say T90 Stradamus, but someone else might. There's the stable. I don't think he can afford to not add it. Now Indians, they really push home their advantage, though, because they have cheap vills, which means they save so much food. already a healthier economy for Nicov because he started with scouts and you have to add a lot of farms. So, like, MBL is kind of forced to do this. His archers can't do anything without scouts. Nicov playing this extremely safe. He just sent the scout forward to see what MBL's up to. He's trying to get to those precious camels later on. He's on 2 stables already. Okay, so he just lost his scouting info. Here come the archers from MBL. The MBL might be able to push a little bit. Nicov will be completely walled. I like the walls. This wall here protects a new town center later on. Here. On this side, these walls are perfect. The only issue will be his wood, but he has an outpost there, so we can see if archers come into range that, which MBL is doing. What would some ways to nerf the Burmese be? Well, the best ways to nerf Burmese are also the best ways to make the additions or the inclusions from the very beginning dumb. Like remove all of the free lumber camp upgrades. Make Arabai cost food and golds like conquistadors and not wood. I mean, I can keep going, but the thing is, devs probably aren't going to remove bonuses they add. Like they'll adjust the stats of their units, but they're not going to remove bonuses. Like the relics one as well, that doesn't need to be there. The monastery text, that doesn't need to be there. So you would have to remove, they have 5 or 6 extremely strong bonuses that apply to completely different areas. Monks, elephants, Arambai, eco, halberdiers, infantry. So I feel like they need to remove, like make it good at 1 or 2 things, not 6 things. But you're not going to find... Did he overchop here? Hold on, how did she get out? Oh, these villagers are running around to chop wood. That's hilarious. This even happens to pros. But yeah, Harry, I think the big ones, the realistic ones, are like nerf the eco upgrades and make Arambai cost food and gold. I don't want to get too far into that because it makes me kind of frustrated because to me it was obvious that there were imbalances from the very beginning. Yeah, sometimes if you're sending villagers, let's say you click here, the vills will run around for some reason. So it seems like 2 vills ran around. This is exactly what Nicov wanted though. He wanted to be going camels and elite skirm. MBL has yet to show me that he can do something with Huns in this Civ matchup. And he's about to lose all map control. I feel like they should add bonuses to the new civs. I would agree. Well, I think the game currently is pretty well balanced in comparison to AOC. Like, it's more of an aggressive style, which I really like. You see players going... Like, before, you would never see players go 2 stable 3 archer ranges. Ever. So I like the meta more than ever right now, with the exception of water. I hate that, but that's just a matter of opinion. So... there are just certain bonuses that never should have been added to some of the new civs. I don't necessarily think that the old civs need to have it. Like Saracens maybe, Portuguese maybe, Khmer maybe. Like, I think you give Khmer Thumb Ring and Arbalest, and it completely changes how things play out for them. Anyway, you guys got me talking about balance. Look at this. Elite Skirmisher not yet in for Nicov. He has all the defense upgrades on his camels, but MBL... he's been able to defend here, and sure, this has been sloppy, it's been messy, and Nicov now has a boom going on at home, but MBL has held on. And I don't think this game is going to come down to who booms the most. I think this game comes down to who has the most map control, because again, MBL's first gold, his second, his third, the first gold for Nicov, the second, the third. So if MBL can hold this area, I don't care what he's up against, he will eventually win, starving Nicov of gold. How do you feel about the tower meta? Well, if anything, there's more ways to stop towers than ever on Arabia because it's man-at-arms heavy now. On Arena, I think they just need to adjust either the villager bonus versus the walls or the starting wall HP. Like, I like the idea because they changed the HP of stone walls in Feudal Age, which was a real issue on maps like Arabia because people would full stone wall too often. It just kind of hurt arena style. So I think that's an easy fix. I wouldn't say it's more... The only reason it's more tower rush heavy now is because of like Incas and Burmese. It's because of the man-at-arms, not necessarily the towers themselves. Koreans might need to be adjusted. Anyway, can we talk about balance after this game? Because you guys are going to get me talking about it and I won't be able to stop. I'm an addict. I can't stop myself. I love what MBL's doing. He's going with well, first of all, crossbows, killing 2 villagers there. And he has pikemen. So pikeman, cav archer. And also, he's being annoying. 3 cav archers here. Okay, no villagers on the wood line. Cool. I'll run away. And hopefully the army from Nicov will be distracted. Really strong stuff from MBL. Even though he's probably going to lose the cav archers. So we'll just look away. 2 town centers for Nicov. He's being extremely greedy with his map. Extremely greedy. And MBL's doing the right thing. 110% MBL is playing with the style that you need with this map. Both players have forward golds. MBL is going aggressive with 3 archer ranges, 2 stables, only 2 town centers, forward siege workshop, pikemen. I'm loving it. Now with pikemen and crossbow, this many CA, it's going to be very good for him. MBL plays the map more than most pros do. There's an upload on YouTube. I think it's called AoE2 map control or something. That was an epic one. And that was epic from both players, in all honesty. But I said it earlier. I said, whoever has control over the middle will have a big chance to win this game. Now, I love the fact that MBL has it, because MBL probably has the worst tip for late game. I think Nicov was trying to counter. He doesn't feel like he's in a position to attack this, so he was trying to counter. He's gone for his own siege workshop. He has quite a few monks, but I don't think he can counterattack MBL and have too much success with it. The Mangonels are going to be the most important thing. MBL has a hill, and oh, he got to the top of the hill during that shot, which is great. He'll lose 1 Mangonel, and it's 1 for 1 in the end. Sweet stuff to use the cav archer to finish off the rest of the Mangonel. So I remind you, this will be the only gold for Nicov if he loses this TC. MBL, he's gonna send the cav archers in underneath the TC. There's not many vills here. That's the issue. There's not any vills shooting arrows out. Well, let's see how this fight goes. It'll possibly decide the game. If MBL wins this fight, I give him a good shot at winning this. If Nicov wins this fight, well, he probably wins the game, right? Because he's pushing up a hill versus so many Mangonels. Pikemen, cav archers, crossbows, Mangonels. Only thing MBL's probably missing is some monks to convert the camels. I think that Nicov has been far too greedy. MBL, he's been aggressive, and rightly so. And also, he's only down 1 villager, which is pretty impressive. A Western Side just hosted us for 3 viewers. Chat could... Oh, he auto-hosted. Either way, can we throw some salutes? I don't know if there's any people there. It wasn't enough to give us an alert. But I appreciate that, man. Oh, the attack round from Nicov! I feel like MBL might be making a mistake leaving that hill. And I don't know how that Mangonel didn't die. Like, why push here? I guess he wants to go in? I thought this hill was fine. Gold is your focus here, right? Very interesting, because if he runs in and he tries to run back out, he will be fighting uphill. And if he tries to get to the top of this hill now, it's difficult because Nicov can take it. Mangonel micro, 1 for 1 again from both. Maybe MBL felt like he needed to do more. I mean, obviously, he felt that. But did he really need to? That Mangonel's a 1 HP, so unfortunate. And you notice there's not as many pikemen here for MBL. He's lost quite a few of the pikemen. Repairs on the Mangonel here for Nicov. A new Mangonel coming in. That one dies. What a freaking battle, guys. What a battle. Now, at the same time, MBL can fight from both hills now. But it does seem like he wants to run in there. I don't think he can afford to leave this hill, currently. Oh, Nikov's making a push up the hill. He's going for it. He's going for it. And I think he cleans this up. MBL has to run. Now, it's arguable. A nice shot with the Mangonel before it goes down for MBL. It's arguable. Maybe this still would have happened if MBL was here, right? We'll never know. But I feel like it was a mistake to leave. It made it more complicated for himself because he wasn't close to his reproduction buildings, right? So he had his barracks here, his siege workshop here, other units coming to this hill he couldn't reinforce. So he essentially cut himself off from reinforcements. That was a mistake. And now Nicov gets his gold. Nikov's still down in military numbers, but it's a much better position for him. If MBL wants to push with siege, he needs more pikes. Yeah, I think the issue was he had pikes sitting here, Hart, but he couldn't get reinforcements. But there are the pikes. Nikov's on the way to imp. Oh, it just feels so greedy. Like, this all could have been solved if Nicov was more aggressive. I guess it's more difficult for him, but still. He's going to imp, which means he can get more upgrades on the camels and skirms. 48 military still for MBL. Well, let's look at his eco, and yeah, he's exhausting so many of his resources for this. He's coming forward with more vills. He has to be aggressive. He has to be aggressive for these golds. You guys liking reproduction buildings, right? I've said that a million times before. I think I've said reproduction facilities in the past. Yeah, T90 creep. Well, we said pikemen were important. MBL obviously doesn't think so. Just killed one of his own. Oh! Yeah, nice micro. Nice micro. MBL thinking about going for the Mangonel. Great army control from both players. I'm loving this. MBL getting thumb ring now. So, question is, how many resources will Nicov have? Because he's almost completely out of gold, right? He has 400 left on these two tiles. So he has to choose. Does he go for elite skirmisher upgrades? Does he go for heavy camel? He can, of course, sell some of that wood and stone if he wants to. I think, yeah, he wants to build a castle. Oh, he's going to try and sneak it up here. Sneaky. Sneaky stuff. MBL's hill, so good for him. Does he see that? He does not. So, if this castle goes up, maybe Nicov can latch onto that gold. These fights are sick. These fights are so sick. Like, the micros, exceptional. The amount of movement they have with the groups. And Nicov is going for Bracer for the skirms. Probably the wiser move, because skirmishers counter pikemen and CA. But what does MBL have? Oh, he has some knights now. Maybe expecting that. MBL will see the mining camp going up. He can still range these vills. So I'm not so sure. MBL even selling resources himself. So pikemen, CA, knights, camels, skirmishers, battering rams, Mangonels, monks. So many elements to this game. But the real threat for MBL is the skirmishers. I think he needs to go all in castle, and that's why he's going with the knights. Because the skirms will kill everything here. Every time you look over here, Nikov's repositioning to a new gold. He didn't even have time to build a mining camp here yet. He's just trying to collect as much gold as he possibly can. What does Nicov have in the right-hand corner? Just the TC. The additional golds are here and here in the northwest. So that's not possible for Nicov. Unless he scouts it, and he cannot afford to leave this area. We have a counter-attack with the camels, which I find really odd. MBL's base is exposed. I guess if you force Indians to go with mainly skirmishers. That's a good thing for you as Huns. Oh, the Maginot shot was huge! That was ridiculous! The pikemen will, of course, scare these camels away. The knights will scare the skirmishers away. I imagine these villagers on gold are going to have to find a new job soon and go back to lumber or something. Pikemen cleaning up the camels in MBL's base. MBL has 30 more military. Now, that shot not only killed skirmishers, guys, but it weakened them. That's the big deal. They're a lot weaker. I'll be honest, I want Nicov to lose this. Like, I want Nicov to lose this because MBL, he's at the civ disadvantage, and he played the map. Now, Nicov maybe thought that he could get away with playing like this because of his civ advantage, so just keep that in mind. But still, I want MBL to win this. He's not going to win it if he loses pikemen like this, though. Yeah, at the moment, it's looking more and more difficult for him because Nicov has been able to branch out. Nicov still has gold in the bank. He's collecting both of these golds. And MBL, while he has full defense upgrades on these knights, it's going to be more and more difficult for him to engage because of the heavy camel that's on the way for Nicov. Nicov getting conscription as well. What is MBL building here? Tell me it's a castle. Let's go! Let's go! Yes! He's building a castle. Now, I don't like the castle placement. I would have liked to have seen it be more aggressive, but I guess because Nicov can make trebs, he doesn't want to be too ballsy. Trying to drop a castle here now. Hold on a second. Nicov with the micro. You see how he just ran around with the camels? He's killed one Maginot. That might... No, 2, 3. And 4. Yeah, he's killed all Maginots. Not going to stop the castle. I like the aggressive play from MBL. Will MBL be able to win this? Another castle? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And he's gonna kill the bombard cannon with the castle he just built as well. And he's engaging versus skirmishers. And the CA coming in on the right. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. He's killed the Treb that came out immediately in response. It's still 180 to 140 in population. MBL's fighting full Castle Age versus Imperial Age Indians. These skirms have full attack upgrades, the camels have full defense upgrades, and still MBL is holding on, somehow. So real quick, as people ask, MBL does not see those additional golds either. Nicov sees one of them, if he can figure out a way, or figure out how to get out there. I still give Nicov the edge. He doesn't have the numbers, right? But he has the technologies. And now he just needs to make sure he protects his gold villagers and protects his trebs. And he'll make this more and more difficult for MBL. Even building a castle here now to secure its area. But you can tell it's really hit him hard. He has a lot of expired farms, lots of idle villagers. Both players do, in fact. Ooh, this is questionable decision. I guess MBL feels like he needs to fight this before the camels come in. The knights should go after the skirmishers and the trebs here. There's 2 trebs here now. Well, all the pikemen have just disintegrated. They're gone. No way! Nikov's repairing the treb! I think it's so close. He's lost the trebs, but he's at least bought himself a lot of time. MBL lost so much population there. And you gotta be kidding me, man. 2 castles weren't enough for you, MBL. Yeah, I don't think 2 castles are very good. 3 seems like a much better plan. I think we're getting to the stage where MBL's 3rd gold will come into play. Because he can't get this, right? He cannot get this currently, safely. MBL cannot afford to click up to the Imperial Age. Like, that's the real issue. I think Nicov might have been able to lock this down now. Like, this castle will go up. These 3 castles will effectively deny Nicov of gold. I keep thinking that Nicov will be able to kill these castles. I don't know if MBL is going to have enough firepower now. See, this repair should be enough. The knights dying to skirms. Okay, the repair was not enough, but MBL, like, he's on this gold, losing vills. He just abused the market big time to try and click to imp. Maybe it would have been different if MBL saw this gold. Just a few tile difference. He might also be upset because he might assume Nicov is on them. I don't know. Nicov has gotten away with it, but MBL is on the way up to the next stage. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. He had to sell so much food and so much wood to get that gold, and he will continue to do so, I imagine. His castles will all die on the front, and that means Nicov will get his gold back, I guess. And now Nicov will probably go into light cav, and he is doing so. Hussar start hitting the economy from MBL. Once this is no longer the focus, he can try and hit the eco. MBL already has decent upgrades on the pikemen, the cav archers, but it's just about funding that. I think if MBL looks back at this game, he will kick himself for not using that time to get these additional golds. But it's so tough. It's so tough to be judgmental of MBL and say he should be doing that when he's applying that much focus to that area, right? Oh. Someone in the chat just said, why doesn't Nicov wall up the traps? Good question. Maybe he believes in the repairs. Tarkans and Knights coming out. It's always very close, and it's always a big investment for MBL. But he just killed one Treb. Can he kill this one? There's only one villager repairing. I think he will. He did! He did! Now there's still one more Treb for Nicov, but MBL is so stubborn. He even purchased a stone to get the repairs in here, too. Can he kill this Treb? I think he will. Because he's versus skirmishers. So this castle stays up. Unbelievable. Big deal for MBL is that he's being raided by the light cav here. He's losing so many villagers on wood. His base is a mess. So he's probably still going to struggle. More Trebs will come out for Nicov because he does have the gold. And yeah, these light cav, if full upgrades, MBL is taking some big losses now. And also, this distracts him from the push in the front, which just makes Nikov's push even stronger later on because he gets the golds. Wonderful late game raids here. MBL is very close to accidentally scouting this. I don't think he has, and now the skirm's just avoiding the front Trebs. I mean, they're not going to be walled in, chat, but they should eventually kill this castle, right? MBL, 22 military, 57 for Nicov. Nicov should have this game now. Like, no doubt about it. Nicov has caused so much idle time in MBL's base. He's killing so many vills. Nicov should have the game, and he's doing an excellent job of pushing him his advantage. Immediately going for the raid. He's killed 30 plus vills since we've been talking about the light cav. And it'll get even better for him if he can mix in camels. So finally this castle will drop for MBL, and MBL calls the GG. I was considering adding a T90 applause or T90 clap emote. But we don't have it. But seriously, round of applause to both MBL and Nicov, because that game was sick. That was awesome. That was, oh man. Like someone earlier on the stream said, "Are you worried you're going to get tired of Age of Empires 2?" I mean, how can you get tired of games like that? That was awesome. Even with the Civ mismatch, it was so awesome. That's what MBL needed to do, though. I don't think he made that many mistakes, except maybe going to this hill. If he stayed on this hill, I think his, what do we call it? Reproduction buildings. Reinforcements would have been able to come in. And when he was here, I saw him losing pikemen here or there. And then he eventually got pushed by the camels. Good stuff, though. I hope they continue to play for our entertainment value. Here's the KD. Nicov obviously with skirmishers, which countered most things there. With camels, which countered most things there. He's going to have more kills. And in the end, he had a lot more eco as well, because MBL was so aggressive, and he was able to get away with it. Technology stats favoring Nicov. Everything should have favored Nicov, and it did. MBL was close, though. He was very, very close. MBL went to sleep. Well, shame on him.